like sometimes there's a bunch of people that watch it and then some not as much. So I don't know what the variation is, but anyway. All right, let's dive into it, shall we? Okay. So welcome. This is a special practice for the full moon in Gemini. This practice that we're going to do today is not specific for a full moon. Sometimes I teach things and it's very specific that we only do them during the like 48 hours before or 48 hours after a full moon. But this one you can do anytime. So I'm putting this together for this full moon, but if you see this later, you're more than welcome to do this practice as you find it. So uh, today is a full moon in Gemini. We just had the sun switch into Sagittarius. And so the moon is making its way into Gemini. The official full moon is tomorrow morning, very early tomorrow morning. I think it's like 5 a.m., something like that. If you've noticed, we've kind of been in a little bit of a releasing cycle, right? And that's not just because that's because it's fall, right? It's autumn and the leaves let go of all all of the trees let go of all their leaves. And we as human beings move along with those cycles as well. There's things that we're letting go of, things that we're releasing along with the trees, along with everything kind of coming into this close. And for us, this year was extra potent because we were closing a lunar, an eclipse cycle. The last one we had was a lunar eclipse. Our last full moon was a lunar eclipse in Taurus. So we closed out a 2-year cycle of eclipses in Scorpio and Taurus. And those are Scorpio is all about transformation. So I've been talking to a lot of people, and a lot of people feel like they're working their way out of a hole over this last month. This last month has been a little bit of feeling like I don't have as much capacity to do things. Things are a little bit heavier. Grief, death cycles, people losing people, people dealing with their own kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Like limits, their own limitations. And now we have Sagittarius season, right? Sagittarius season starts social, it gets a little bit more hopeful, gets a little bit more optimistic. We start to come into the holiday season. We start to kind of get out of maybe this hole. And this full moon is an opportunity for us to continue to this releasing process. But now we get to release something a little bit more of the mind. Gemini is this sign of the mind, of communication, of stories. And we have these cycles that we go through. We go through these cycles. Hello. We go through these cycles of the mind, of karma. And the thoughts play a big role in that. And the cycle is basically there's a stimulus, right? Something happens. There's some sort of stimulation through the sensory system. There's light, there's sound, there's something. It stimulates us, and then we have a thought. And according to yogic scripture, we have 1,000 thoughts in a second. So we have thousands of thoughts all of the time, tons and tons and tons of thoughts. Then through our own biases, we pick which thoughts we're going to actually hear and to support. So through our own upbringing, through our own education, through our own childhood, we have certain tendencies towards certain things. And certain thoughts make it through and certain thoughts don't make it through. And sometimes those thoughts that make it through are maybe not the most productive thoughts. I'm not enough. No one can love me. Whatever the thing is. Some of these stories that we kind of collected from childhood, we start to repeat, we hold on to them. So stimulus, thought, then the body reacts to the thought, right? It goes into the nervous system. Then the nervous system says, oh, how do I feel about that? How do I feel about I'm not enough? Okay, I'm going to release this chemical to feel this way based on the fact that I'm not enough. Then following this cycle, then the body says, okay, I feel a certain way. What am I going to do? Now I feel a certain way. What am I going to do? What action am I going to take? I don't feel enough. I'm going to find a way to prove that I'm not enough. Right? The subconscious thought, especially if these are subconscious, the subconscious thought happens. We have a certain experience in the body, and then we go, oh, I feel like I'm not enough. Let's make sure that I have an experience that I'm not enough to prove myself. And then we just continue this cycle again, right? Then then the outside world shows us that we're not enough in some way. We take in that stimulus, we use it through our own lens. We say, oh, these are the feelings that make me feel like I'm not enough. Okay, I must not be enough. And then it just kind of repeats the cycle. So why am I going over this? Because this is what a lot of us find ourselves in, right? And some of us might have found ourselves in these cycles stuck, right? In our own limitations in this last season, saying, oh my gosh, I keep running against the same thing. I keep running into the same patterns. And there's the yogic studies give us lots of different places where we can interrupt this pattern, right? This cycle. One thing is we can start to change the mind. We can work on the mind. We can decide, through meditation, not be reactive to the stimulus that comes in. Stimulus comes in, but we don't have the same reaction to it. We just kind of notice and witness it. Same thing, we can kind of take there's a nice place to kind of break this cycle between having the stimulation in the body, right? Having the body react to the thought and then taking action, right? We can say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to do that thing that proves I'm not worthy all the time. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to change the way that I'm doing things. With this full moon, what I'd like to focus on is that place of changing the thoughts, of changing the lens. Basically, we've been in a lot of heavy fixed sign stuff. Scorpio, Taurus, things are a little bit more fixed. Now we've got the moon in Gemini, which is mutable. We have the sun in Sagittarius, which is mutable. We have Mars right in front of the sun in Sagittarius. And then we have Saturn in Pisces, and it's making a perfect, not perfect, but pretty close to perfect T-square with the sun and the moon. What mutable says is something different can happen. Something can change. Something can be released. These patterns don't have to be the same. And especially with Gemini, the thoughts can change. The lens that we see the world on can change, whether we're seeing it red, whether we're seeing it blue, whatever we're kind of projecting into these senses, the sensory input, we can start to change it. I have a little sty in my eye that's been bothering me. And today I go to this dance class in Boulder called Movement Mass. And typically I have my contacts in and I'm dancing, but today I was like, oh, I had this sty, I should be nice to my eyes. I'll not wear my contacts and I'll wear my glasses. And then I just put my glasses to the side. And it was such a different perspective just to take these little things off my face and see what the world is like navigate the world in a different way. So really, thanks, Maria. I have been doing those hot compresses. But this full moon is an opportunity for us to kind of change lenses, change our view, change our perspective. And sometimes it can be something that simple of changing up a habit, changing up something that we're looking through. That's the real opportunity of this full moon. The negative side of this full moon is doing 1,000 different things, starting to feel the energy again, like energy starting to rise back in, feeling the optimism rise back in, and then spreading yourself too thin and trying to do 8 bajillion different things and do them all at the same time, right? One of the things we have to be super mindful in our world today is how much we're letting in to our eyes, into our minds, into our brains. So that's another place where we can cut this cycle, where we don't need to keep absorbing all of this information that's agitating the mind, then agitating the body, and then continuing this cycle of anxiety and stress. It's really important that we take ownership of our psychic space, of our mind space, because there is now your mind is your mind, your attention is what's being bought and sold, right, in the marketplace. That is what's being bought and sold, is your attention. It's a billion-dollar industry. And so you have to be really clear as to what your boundaries are. When does the phone come off? When does the phone come on? When does the computer shut down? When do I turn off email? When am I deleting the app? All of those things are really important, especially now, to clear some space. Because what stops these cycles, right? We think we need some profound, amazing experience of going to India for 3 months and or going to Costa Rica and meeting with the shaman and No, all that's needed to stop this cycle sometimes is a millisecond of space where there are no thoughts, or where the critical mind is so focused on something other than this thought loop that it stops, that it says, you just put a cog in the wheel, a cog in the gear. This gear is going. And you just have to put one little second, one little millisecond in, and it can break the whole system. And then all of a sudden you find yourself in this place of possibility, of peace, of calm, of love, of light. All of that is there. It's all there right now. It's all around you. It's completely all around you. But we're so stuck in these thought patterns that we can't see it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a practice called Ganapati Kriya. Ganapati Kriya, we're going to work with a mantra. And this mantra is very simple sounds. It's not a very complicated, intricate mantra. There's a few different sounds, but they're very simple bij sounds, seed sounds that we'll chant. And they follow a pattern. And what can happen is, instead of your brain following the stories and the patterns that you have, it starts to follow these seed sounds. And then the mind can kind of get off of this other loop. And eventually you can find with these mantras are like their own vibration. They're like their own reality. And you can start to ride these mantras into different spaces of our collective reality. I don't know if we'll do that in these 11 minutes, but who knows? It is a full moon. We line things up like this. Who knows? Things are possible. Okay. So that'll be our meditation. We'll get there after we do a short relaxation on our back. Before we get there, we're going to do a practice, all of these fun little exercises. Gemini has all these fun little things. Gemini has this, like, I have a Gemini moon, so I love this moon. This is my moon. And if you ever think I have a little bit of fairy qualities to me, this is the Gemini moon is the fairy qualities, right? It's a little magical, like, oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of like magician, magical energy, playful. They're very playful, very like, whimsical, very whimsical. Gemini is very whimsical. So we're going to do a set that's like a bunch of different little magical exercises that will help you to arrive in yourself, to help you give you better mental vitality, better mental clarity. And then we'll lay down, and then we'll go into this chanting meditation. Okay, sound good? On board? All right, we got thumbs up. Let's do it. So find a seat and allow yourself to sit up nice and tall. And adjust your seat as much as you need to. Maybe you need to adjust the legs. And when it feels appropriate, maybe you need to look around a little bit first, just see where you're at, land in your space. And when it feels appropriate, you can start to come to center and maybe close the eyes. And sitting up nice and tall, bring the palms together, start to rub the palms. And then let the palms come and rest in front of the chest, coming into prayer pose, elbows out to the side, lifting the heart a little bit. Let those shoulders come down the back. We'll tune in with our opening mantra, Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Tuning into our highest selves, tuning into our glands, tuning into the healing of our hearts. Let's take a deep breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Good. Take a nice, deep, full breath in. Feel that mantra, that vibration, that mind wave. Mantra is mind wave vibrating in your consciousness. Through the nose, exhale. Inhale again deeply. This time, exhale completely. And at the base of your exhale, I want you to hold the breath out. Hold the breath out. And as you hold the breath out, gently lift the pelvic floor, activating the root lock. And then when you can't hold the breath out anymore, inhaling and allowing the hands to relax down onto the knees. Just start with a little bit of movement. My favorite warm up to do, we'll do some Sufi grind. So hands on the knees, start to circle around. This time I want you to really feel like you're taking your heart on a journey. How far can your heart go all the way around you? Bringing it in one direction, circling it around, and letting it go as far forward, as far to the right, as far to the left, and behind you as it can journey. Part of the reason we want to get out of these cycles, these mental stories that we're stuck in, is they keep us from truly being with the present moment. And even worse, really being with each other. They keep us out of our heart and lost in our head. Next time you come forward, start going the other direction. So let all of these exercises support you in dropping down more into the body, more into the physical sensation, more into your heart. Few more circles around in this direction. Exaggerate these last few circles. And then finish this last one. Come to center. Take a nice deep breath into center. And exhale, let the breath go. Move your shins a little bit away from you. Grab onto the shins with both hands. Inhale, bring the heart forward. Exhale, round back. Inhale, bring the heart forward. Exhale, round back. So you're really pulling those shoulders back, letting them come forward. Chin stays at about the same place. Heart's moving back and forth. Nice deep breaths. Doing this nice spinal flex, making extra space in the lungs as you breathe deeply, extra space in the spine, extra space around the heart. Good. As you keep moving, start to add the mantra. Inhaling sit on the inhale Exhaling nam on the exhale. A few more times. Come to center, take a deep breath in, feel the spine grow tall, sit up nice and tall, feel the top of the head lifting up. Exhale, release. Okay. Right hand is flat, fingers are together. Left hand, same thing, fingers are together, palms are flat in both. Right hand, palm's gonna face up towards the ceiling and over to the left. Left hand, you're gonna take your middle finger, all the fingers are together, but you're gonna take that middle finger, you're gonna press it right into the middle of your right palm, okay? So you can kind of get the elbow out to the side. You can bring it to about the level of the elbows, if the elbows are out to the side, and really press. Just close your eyes, and I want you to feel this pressure between especially the middle finger pressing, the left middle finger pressing onto the palm of the right hand getting press, 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 press. And I want you to just hold that pressure. Good. Just see if you can feel what's changing in the palm. The right palm should start to get nice and warm from this pressure. Keep breathing as you are. Don't change the breath at all, but start to pump the belly in and out. So you're moving the belly in and out, but don't let it affect your breath. Your breath is just a normal inhale, normal exhale, but you're just moving your belly in and out, in and out. Good. Keep that pressure in the palm and move the navel. A little bit more pressure for these last 15 seconds. Let it build. Good. Relax the navel. Bring the hands into Gyan Mudra, index finger and thumb touch. Let the thumbs be straight. Relax that on your knees. Sit up nice and tall and start to open and close your mouth. Okay, just open, close, open, close the lips. Just feel what starts to move in the jaw as you keep doing this. Keep the rhythm going. Hands come flat again, hands are flat again. Right hand over left, and start to circle your hand out. Circles quickly out. Palms are facing down the whole time. Palms are facing down. Circle, 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 circle. Let's have fun. It's a Gemini full moon. So you gotta have fun with it. Good. As fast as you can go, 15 more seconds. And relax, 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 relax the arms. Okay. Palms are flat still. Palms are about 4 inches away from each other to start. We're gonna move and kind of cut the air in 5 segments, but they only come about maybe 8 inches apart to finish. You're gonna cut in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. When you get it, go ahead and close your eyes and just keep moving with that rhythm you set for yourself. Relax the movement. Relax, relax, relax. You're like, we like this one. Let's keep going. Okay. Left hand comes into Surya Mudra, touching the sun finger, the ring finger, tip of the thumb and sun finger touch. The left hand comes to about heart center and the palm is facing up, okay? We're gonna do this 11 times, so you can just hold with the right hand for now. The right arm's gonna come up to 60 degrees. When it's up, the palm's facing up. When it's down to 60 degrees, the palm is facing down, okay? So let me scoot over so you can see this. So it'll be facing up, and then you're gonna turn it and it's gonna go down to 60 degrees. It'll go up to 60 degrees, down to 60 degrees. You're gonna do it 11 times, okay? 11 times up and down. So every time you go up and down, that's 1. Count 11 times on this first side. Good. Once you've done 11 times on the right side, your right hand comes into Surya Mudra, tip of thumb and index touches. Palm is facing up at the heart center. Left arm reaches out to the side, same movement. Palm is facing up when it's up, palm is facing down when it's down. So it's turning as you move the arm up and down. The palm, wrist is turning up and down, elbow is straight. 11 times on this side now. 11 times with the left arm. Good. 11 times on one side, 11 times on the other side. And then we'll come together and bring the fingers together, and the fingers are right in front of the heart. The wrists stay in the same place, but I want you to circle the fingers. So try to keep the wrists in the same place and just move all your fingers. Rotating the fingers together. So now we're going to take the right hand on top of the left and cross fingers. So they're at about a 45-degree angle. So they're crossing, so it's not a 90-degree angle, it's about a 45-degree angle. Your hands are laying like this, right on top of left. Fingers really on top of each other. You're going to let this come right in front of your heart center, right in front of your chest. You're going to inhale deeply through your nose and exhale so deeply through your nose that you feel the breath in your hands. So it's like you're blowing that exhale into your palms and you can feel the breath on your hands. Inhale deeply through the nose. Through the nose, exhale. Keep breathing strong, deep breaths in and out through the nose. To the point where you can feel the sensation of the breath in the hands. Bring the right hand on top of the chest, the left hand on top, or left on top of the heart, right on top of the left. Holding the hands on the heart and just start to feel really sad. Any grief that's been plaguing you, bothering you lately, any sadness, go ahead and bring it to the surface now. We're going to release it. We're going to let it go through this next movement to help you feel better. Holding onto the heart, you're going to take your forehead, bring your forehead down towards the left knee. then come back up to center. Bring your forehead down to the right. Come back up to center. So bending down, forehead to knee on one side, and then going up and over to the other side. Starting to relieve grief and sadness. One more to each side. Come back up to center. And then relax down on your back. We've got one more exercise on the back before we have a little relaxation. So lying here on the back, we're going to do a little bit of a movement. The arms and the legs are pretty much relaxed, but your torso is really going to do the moving. So it's like your right shoulder goes to the right as your left shoulder goes to the left, and then you switch it. The left shoulder goes to the left and the right hip goes to the right. So it's kind of like you're doing this crawling motion, like a snake movement on your back. Just moving the torso, arms rest by the side, and you just kind of adjust the vertebrae and the spine by moving side to side. When one shoulder goes up, the other hip goes down. When one shoulder goes right, the hip goes left. Last little bit of work here, really taking care of the spine, making these adjustments after this work. Let it feel really good. Now relax your back. Letting everything go, letting your shoulders go, letting your hips relax. Making any adjustments you need to, if there's anything you need to do before you come and relax for a little bit. Maybe there's a blanket that you need. Allow yourself to integrate this work we've done so far by relaxing. a nice deep full breath in. And a complete breath out. And start to circle the hands on the wrists. And circle your feet on your ankles, going both directions, opening up the wrists and the ankles. Take the arms up overhead, do a nice big full body stretch. Reach, press through your legs, through your heels, extend long. Good, then bring the right knee in towards the chest. Right arm reaches out to the side. Left hand guides that right knee up and over the body into a twist. Head can gently turn to the right. Let's cat stretch over to the other side, bringing the left knee in, right leg comes along. Left knee comes in, left arm comes out to the side, shoulder stays relaxed. Left leg comes up and over to the right. And when you even yourself out, come back to center, bring both knees in, and start to rock yourself up, coming into a seat. Okay. So now we're going to move into this mantra. This mantra is Ganapati Kriya. The mantra is Sa Ta Na Ma Ra Ma Da Sa Sa Se So Hung. Okay. Ra Ma Da Sa 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 Ta Na Ma Ra Ma Da Sa Sa Se So Hung. Satanama is life, death, rebirth. Ramadasa is sun, moon, earth, infinity. And then Sa Se So Hung are different forms of infinity. Personal infinity going out into the universal infinity. So this mantra we can chant very simply and really listen to your own voice as you're chanting. Hear your own voice as you chant these simple sounds. See if you can relax the jaw, chant it very monotone. We're going to listen to a monotone track, and you can just chant very monotone and very precisely with each part. Sa, ta, na, ma, ra, ma, da, sa, sa, se, so, hung. As we chant, we're going to move the fingers, index, middle, ring, pinky. So it's sa, ta, na, ma, ra, ma, da, sa, se, so, hung. Okay, so you'll move the fingers with the 12 parts of the mantra. The hands relax on the knees, palms are facing up. The spine is nice and tall here. The eyes are just slightly open. So the eyes are mostly closed and they're just slightly open, not so that you're seeing anything, but that some light is coming in. Okay, I'm going to start the track so you can chant along with the track. You're going to try to chant on one breath. So we'll take a big breath in to start. Inhale deeply, exhale deeply, and inhale to begin. I lied, that's not where it starts. Here we go, big breath in. Hands can rest so the back of the wrists are on the knee. go, Bretson. Yeah. breath in, and as you hold the breath, move every part of your body. So every part of your body, breathe, hold the breath in, and just move, stretch, reach, keep holding the breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to center. Inhale again. Hold the breath in and move. Stretch, whatever needs to be stretched. Try to get that sound current, that vibration of infinity, those seed sounds into every cell, every joint, every part of your body, every muscle. Keep holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale one more time. Big breath in. Hold the breath in and move. Reach, twist, everything you can do to open up the body. Every movement, stretch and reach and turn and reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and relax. Sit with your hands on your knees and your laps. Focus at the tip of your nose. This very last part, very important. Eyes are looking down at the tip of the nose and concentrate at the tip of the nose. Calmly, absolutely concentrated at the tip of the nose. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. Relax the eyes. And the palms together. Rub the palms again. The elbows come out to the side. We'll combine those sounds, Satanama, into Sat Nam. Truth, identity. Identifying with the truth. The part of us that is infinite. The part of us that has been and will continue on in every moment. Take a deep breath in. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Bringing the thumbs up to the point between the third eye. Feeling gratitude for these minds, gratitude for the stories, gratitude for the thinking. And then placing that mind in its rightful place, we bow the head below the heart. Sana. Alrighty, beautiful work. Happy full moon. Hope you get to enjoy it. It was beautiful yesterday here in Boulder. It was shining on the mountains and the snow was glowing on the Flatirons. It was really gorgeous. So take a little peek. It'll be nice and big tonight. And have a beautiful rest of your weekend, Sunday, and hope to see you again soon.